Good morning, everyone. My name is Tony Mills from Energetic Wisdom. I'm just today going to talk about quite a distressing condition. Really, it's asthma, which really is it's an intermittent narrowing of the bronchial tubes, which is a form of suffocation, really. And there's a feeling of pressure, wheezing. Shortness of breath, of course, and together with that comes the feeling of panic, which I think is very distressing. Usually there's not so much a problem breathing in, but it's breathing out is the problem there. So what does that represent emotionally? Some nice color things coming up here. Breathing emotionally is very much taking in, but you can't give out. It's difficult to give out. You're going to take on. You can take on all the work you can. Okay, yeah, I'll take yours as well. I'll take this, take that. All taking. But to give out and share your work, or this is the difficult thing, I'm afraid, and emotionally it's represented, and then physically it comes out as asthma. There's also, it may not admit your limiting capability of giving. Okay, you need to be stronger than you are just to be loved by others. Very often, you may have to do things your way, right? And if it doesn't happen, perhaps the asthma comes on because it's distressing. You're not getting things done your way, and then the bout of asthma comes on. Okay, and it's kind of, you want to feel strong, and then it's just destroyed. So it really it can also take on too much poison. You can take on all the wrong stuff. You're suffocating yourself with the wrong stuff. By loving and accepting yourself, that is the problem. That would free you up if you can love and accept. We know that we're always saying this: love and accept yourself. But I do realize it's not easy to just say it. Okay. There's the sound of an asthmatic, if you use the stethoscope, would be like a cry, like a little cry inside. That kind of wheeze is like a cry, because there's a feeling originally of down the line of not being loved, and perhaps abandoned without that emotional support. On the other side, there's maybe a feeling of being suffocated, perhaps by mother or by the boss at work suffocates you with work. It's a form of suffocating going on. The mother you may have the suffocation from the mother because mother may not have been loved, and she overcompensates or overprotects, and then you can't breathe for yourself. Okay. It's almost like you're not being allowed to cry. Okay, stifled, and it'd be kind of fruitless. So the fear is held in the body area. So the breath and crying represent the lungs. Has a lot to do with breathing and with crying. It's about trusting and letting go. That's the big deal here. But I've not had asthma, but I can imagine how bad it is, because there's a panic of survival there, and to let go in those circumstances would be quite difficulty. There can be a secondary gain here, because when you have asthma, then you get your attention. If you didn't get attention when you were young, Asthma can be a way to get that intention. Unfortunately, it manifests truly with that discomfort. If you can't pretend it, but it's an emotional thing that brings it on because you haven't had that attention and perhaps missed out on love. So the pain can be the rescuer for attention, right? I mean, there can be some separation from mother and a kind of a strange feeling, a bit longing to return to the womb. Okay. So breathing out is a lack of trust. It's just difficult to trust that everything will be fine when you breathe out and let go. Okay. But if you did start, then you could, if you could get into the place of feeling secure, then you could trust, and then the breathing could start. Then you're supported by the world, etc. There is deeper, even deeper than this. There can be an overwhelming fear of God. Okay. Because we may be atheist, we may be of a certain religion, we may not have a strong religious belief, but if you go down the ancestors, there were some really strong beliefs down there, and if there's a deep fear of God, then we can carry it. It's passed down to us, whether we like it or not, and this really needs to be let go of. And so we don't need these kind of feelings on top of anything. It can even, bringing all this, can be a lot of deep shame and a guilt tucked away in there. And of course, because of the condition, you have an oversensitivity, which then makes things worse. Okay. And if you can have feeling of being dominated by people, and so you create that kind of resistance. So all these feelings are tucked away in here, and we work on it physically and medically, but with these feelings running in the background, they can make such a difference to us if they're addressed. And this is how I work. I work with addressing these feelings. So going to the core and the feelings that hurt us, by releasing these, then the physical condition no longer needs to manifest in us. That is the point. We don't need to have this. Now, asthma is a tough one because in the whole principle of it, you don't want to let go of it, because it's to do with letting go. I mean, the lungs are to do with, if you think of breathing in is inspiration and breathing out is letting go. And so that the lungs are very expressive in that way. So I work one-to-one. I run workshops. I work at a distance by a thing called Zoom, which is, I work by Zoom, and wherever you are in the world, I can work by Zoom. And I can even work from photographs, especially people like children and certain circumstances where it's not so easy to work by Zoom. So if you go to my website, Energetic Wisdom, we've got all the information here. It'll tell you all about it. And any questions that come up, be free to come back to me, and I will answer them. I hope this has helped you. I may take this further in a different form, perhaps work on the lungs again, but just about lung conditions. You'll see what the feedback is. So anyway, enjoy your day, and see you next time. All the best. Bye now.